Hello everyone. My name is Kushalingre, and today we will learn about the new topic of our syllabus, that is fertilization. Before going to start this topic, that is fertilization, first of all, we will learn about some few basic things behind this fertilization. What is meant by fertilization? Fertilization means what? It is the fusion of male and female haploid gametes. So, as we know that the male and the female, so male parents and the female parents, males produces the sperm and female produces the ovum. So as you can see over the slide here that these are the sperm and this one is the egg cell or the ovum. We also call it as the oocyte. So both these cells are nothing but haploid in nature, and these cell means that is sperm and ovum, when they unite or when they fuse, it will form the diploid number or diploid cell, and at that time it will form the zygote. That zygote undergoes the multiple division and will form the fetus. That fetus undergoes the development and will take the birth, and in this way new young one will be produced. So behind the formation of this young one, the fertilization is very important, or it plays a very important role. That's why we have to learn here the various stages of the fertilization. So as we have learned this one, that is fertilization means what? It is the fusion of male and female haploid gametes. Now, this fertilization or this fusion may takes place outside of the body or inside of the body. So, if it is occurring, means this process, that is fertilization or the mixing of these two gametes, if it is occurring outside of the body, means outside of the parental body, in that case, it is called as the external fertilization. Whereas, if this fusion is occurring within the parental body, particularly specifically inside the body of the female, at that time it is called as the internal fertilization. Now, after the fertilization, the zygote will be produced. That is, the diploid number of the cell will be produced. That is called as the zygote. And this zygote undergoes the multiple or the rapid division or the mitotic division and will form the fetus. This formation of the fetus from the zygote constitute the gestation period. So in case of the human beings, this gestation period is about the 9 month. Now this gestation period also called as the pregnancy. So all these events which are occurring after the fertilization, we have to learn here one by one. So before going to start this step, if you come to the next slide, now how this fertilization occurs here. So see here, this one, this is the diagram of the female reproductive tract or female reproductive system. Now, before the fertilization, some events occur that is called as the pre-fertilization event. So fertilization somewhere is occurring here inside this fallopian tube. Now, first of all, that the sperm will arrive. So male will discharge their semen, and then semen contains the mixture of spermatozoa and the some accessory fluids into the female reproductive tract, and then these sperm will be transported up to this particular area. So that is called as the fallopian tube. At the same time, this ovary inside which the ovum are produced, and that ovum again it is called as the secondary oocyte. So this secondary oocyte is released from the mature Graafian follicle from an ovary, and that process is called as the ovulation. So we know that the ovulation takes place on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle. So after the ovulation, that ovum will be released here and it will be transported towards this region that is called as the ampulla. Then this movement of the secondary oocyte or the ovum will occur because of the movements of the fimbriated funnel and the cilia which are present inside this tube-like structure. the memory of this fallopian tube, it will rub the surface of this ovary. And because of this rubbing mechanism, it will result into the contraction of smooth muscles which are present here. And the activity of this smooth muscle is increased because of the estrogen. And again, this activity will be decreased by the other hormone that is called as the progesterone. Now, the ciliated cells, this tube, it contains the number of cilia. So, particularly this one that is called as the infundibulum. So, this tubular structure, inside it, there are number of ciliary cells are present, and this cilia will move the ovum which is released from the ovary inside this tube, and infundibulum again it will pass that ovum towards the cervix region. Now, this ovum is held up at the ampullary isthmic junction for 2 to 3 days. So here the ovum will remain for 2 to 3 days, and it is also the site of fertilization, because already I have told you that the fertilization, the actual fertilization will take place here at this area. Now, how this fertilization, that is fusion of ovum and sperm, will occur here, we will see here. The sperm which are released by the male, they will reach up to the fallopian tube and they will surround this secondary oocyte or the ovum. Now, this ovum is surrounded by the number of sperms, but here, though it is surrounded by the number of sperms, only one sperm will be successful here to transfer its haploid genetic material. So, we know that inside of this ovum, second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte is going on. So when this sperm will transfer its haploid genetic material, the second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte is completed because of this sperm entry. Now it is called as the, at that time it is called as the ovum or the egg. This process of the fertilization, it is called as the conception, and at that time the female, it is said to have the conceived. It means that the pregnancy will be followed after this fertilization. Now here we will learn some physical and chemical events of the fertilization. So what is going on, what is happening here? So see here, first of all, the acrosomal reaction. So as you know that if you see, now if you see here that this sperm, actually this sperm having the different part, that is head, middle piece and the tail region. So head of this sperm having the acrosome over this tip. So this tip or this end part of this sperm having a particular structure that is called as the acrosome. This acrosome contains the number of lytic enzymes, and these lytic enzymes will be released when that sperm will fuse or touches the ovum. At the time, these acrosomal enzymes will be, as you can see here, so these acrosomal enzymes will be released here and they will digest the outer membrane of this egg, and because of the digestion, sperm will be able to move inside its cytoplasm. It means that sperm may transfer its genetic material inside this cytoplasm of the ovum. So after the sperm, when they reach up to the secondary oocyte in the fallopian tube, their outer membrane as well as the acrosomal membrane will rupture, and this sperm undergoes the capacitation. Now, capacitation means what? When the sperm releases the its lytic enzyme, at that time we say that the sperm undergoes the capacitation. Because of this acrosomal enzyme, sperm may penetrate or enter within this cell because of the digestion of the zona pellucida which is surrounding this ovum. The enzymes released by the acrosome, they will digest the path of this sperm through which it is going to enter within this cytoplasm of the egg cell. Now, acrosomal reaction result in the fusion of plasma membrane of the ovum along with this sperm. Then sperm moves inside of this ovum because of this flagellar movement. Now, the next step that is called as the cortical reaction. So immediately after the sperm has penetrated the oocyte, the lysosome in outer region of secondary oocyte, also known as the cortical granules, they will release the enzymes that hardens and thickens the zona pellucida and they will form the fertilization membrane. This is referred as the cortical reaction and this will prevent the polyspermy. What is my polyspermy? That this is the entry of more than one sperm. That's why, though this ovum is surrounded by the number of sperms, but at the time, only one sperm will get entry inside of this ovum. Then next one that is sperm entry. All right. See here that this is the point of a contact of the sperm along with the ovum. So this one is called as the fertilization cone or the cone of reception. Then the entry of sperm within this ovum will stimulate the completion of second meiotic division of the secondary oocyte and it will result into the formation of the ovum and the second polar body. The second polar body degenerates immediately after this formation. At the same time, the distal centriole of the sperm divide and forms two centrioles to generate mitotic spindle formation for the cell division and tail of sperm will be lost within the cytoplasm of the ovum. So here you can see that hundreds of sperm attracted to the corona radiata and they will begin to break through the barrier of granulosa cells and approach the zona pellucida. You can see here that this one is the ovum and it contains the outer layer that is called as the zona pellucida and number of sperms they are moving towards the ovum to get entry within this ovum. But we know that only one sperm will be successful here. And what is going on here? We will see here. See that contact with the zona pellucida triggers the acrosome reaction. So when the sperm contacts with the zona pellucida at that time, we know that the sperm contains the head region and that head contains the acrosome. So this acrosome contains the lytic enzyme. So when that sperm contact with the zona pellucida, it will trigger or it will activate the acrosome reaction and it will cause sperm to secrete the digestive enzyme. This enzyme will digest or break down the glycoprotein membrane of this zona pellucida and it will help to expose the oocyte's plasma membrane. So if you see again here, one by one, these events are occurring along with only single sperm. So this sperm will fuse with this corona radiata, the outer membrane, and after that, inside there will be the membrane called as the zona pellucida. And next one, this will be the plasma membrane. So first of all, when the sperm will touch the outer membrane, that is corona radiata, at the time, the acrosomal reaction will take place. This head region will release the lytic enzyme. This lytic enzyme will digest the other membrane that is called as the zona pellucida. And after that, this sperm will release its haploid nucleus within the ovum. In this way, the sperm will be successful to transfer its genetic material inside the ovum. So at this time, this fertilized eggs, now it is called as the zygote and now it becomes the diploid in nature. So this one is the zygote which is diploid in nature, but this is made only of the single cell. It means that it is unicellular in nature along with the 46 chromosome. In human beings, fertilization takes place mostly at the ampullary region of the oviduct. Now moving to the next one, that is significance of fertilization, how it is and why it is very much important. So here one by one we will learn all these points that it will restore the diploid nature or number of the chromosome. As we know that the sperm and the ovum both they carry the haploid number of the chromosomes. But when they unite or when they fuse at the time again, the diploid number will be restored. In this way, whatever the new animal or whatever the new young one is forming there, it will again gain its original chromosome number. Next one is that it starts the cleavage, means fertilization will start the cleavage, that is division in zygote through the rapid mitotic division. So already I have told you in previous slide that when the zygote is formed, it undergoes the mitotic division and very soon it forms the various stages. That is, first of all, it will form the morula, then blastula, then gastrula. After that, the organogenesis will form. Organogenesis means what? It is the formation of organs. Then this fertilization will bring variations in embryo because of the mixing of characters of the two parents. So this variation will be brought into this embryo because of this mixing of the characters of two parents. Then the next one, that it result in sex determination of embryo. So mixing of these chromosomes will decide the fate of the sex of that embryo, whether it will be the male or the female. So all these are the nothing but this is the significance of fertilization. So it was all about the fertilization. Thank you so much.